If you're a bicultural couple who's been together for over 10 years, let's talk. Okay, there are 3 things you need to be more aware of in your relationship than other couples. So the first one is that the longer we're together, the more we go in autopilot. Well, that's for every couple, but here's the kicker when you're a bicultural couple, that the longer you're together and the older you get, you will start to fall into patterns and habits from your culture. Now, others might go, oh, I sound like my mom, or I sound like my dad, or I'm starting to do things like my family used to do. But for us who are in a bicultural relationship, we start to fall into cultural norms. And those cultural norms with our partners can clash. And all of a sudden, we feel like we're being attacked about how we are and what we're doing rather than taking a step back and going, am I falling into some cultural issues that I don't really want to fall into anyways, like old patterns, old habits that are normal in my culture. I don't want to do those, but it's so natural for us to go into autopilot that they start to show up. Make sure you're paying attention to this. And if you start to see those clashes, have a conversation about it. The second challenging area for bicultural couples is around caretaking of the elderly. Why do we need to have this conversation? You know why. Our parents are getting older. And depending on your cultural norms as well as your family norms, there might be some understandings of what you will and will not do that you and your partner haven't talked about. So being able to have an open discussion about these are the norms in my culture, and here's what is expected in my family, and here's what I'm willing to do, but I recognize that's going to impact you and our relationship. So let's have a discussion about what's normal for you and your parents who are getting older, and what are the expectations so we can see where we meet in the middle. Burnout happens for couples in this phase of life where we're still taking care of our kids and we're having to take care of our parents who are aging. So how do we start to talk about, hey, here's what is normal for my family and what's expected, but you know what? I'm willing to compromise on these things and tell them I just can't, and let's find different options. And here's the stuff that you're willing to compromise on. We have to compromise when it comes to this. Because if you think about it, you're taking care of many people all at one time. And frankly, there's a point where it becomes impossible, especially if you don't have other family help. So start having those conversations now, but remember not to talk about them as an attack on the other person, but as an exploration of the culture and family norms and what that person is willing to compromise on and what they want to keep up. And the third one, this one sneaks up on bicultural couples. It's where are we going to retire and what will retirement look like? In each culture, retirement looks a little bit different, right? Some cultures, retirement is a time of traveling. For other cultures, it's a time for learning new hobbies. And other cultures, it's a time for winding down, doing less, finding that forever home if you haven't already found it, and staying there. This is where bicultural couples can clash. If you come from cultural differences around what retirement looks like or how you want to experience it, these can lead to some really difficult conversations. So if you're finding that any of those 3 struggles for bicultural couples is coming up on repeat, I want you to post below, yes. That's all. You don't have to tell me which one unless you want to, but just yes. And I'm going to make sure to get you some resources to help you and your partner start to navigate these cultural differences that you thought were gone, but they're not. They stay there. We are always going to be part of our culture, no matter how much we think we've changed. So let's get you some resources. Comment yes below.